Hi student, I am Dr. D.S. Taure. Now I share the screen of today's lecture in front of you. Please wait. Welcome to the 22nd lecture of course number PAT 354, Diseases of the Field and Horticultural Crops and their Management. In today's lecture, we discuss about the diseases of the coconuts. Okay, so coconut generally grown in coastal areas. So different fungal and somewhat these other pathogen also infect to such coconuts and produces the different symptoms. Okay, so bud rot and root rot, this is the most evident symptom generally seen in the coconut palms. So bud rot caused by the Phytophthora palmivora and root wilt caused by the Phytoplasma. Okay, so see one by one. So first of all, we see the bud rot disease. Okay, so bud rot commonly occurs in almost all the coconut growing countries. Okay, so this bud rot infection was first reported uh, on the coconuts from India in 1906 and observed such bud rot symptoms on the coconut by the Butler scientist. Okay, so disease incidence is about 30 to 40% generally observed in some cases or some areas of the Kerala, Maharashtra and Karnataka. Okay, so see these symptoms of the bud rot seen in the coconut palms. Okay, means these pathogens infect to the younger seedlings of the coconut as well as infect to the mature coconut palms. Means it affect the palms at various growth stages of the palms. Okay, so initially the withering type of the spar leaf. Okay, so you see these seedlings of the coconuts. So first of all, withering of this young leaf or spar leaves generally brown in colors, and such infected sparse leaves is bent toward the trunk portion of these coconuts. Okay, means in severe conditions, this younger leaf closer to the spindle also shows these similar symptoms. Okay, means the finally this pathogen generally grows to the inner side of these bud portions. Okay, so finally these growing buds is totally rotted, means rotting of the terminal buds due to the infections in or near to the growing points or near to the birds. Okay, means first visible symptoms, that is bird rots, are the withering of the sparse leaves, and generally these leaves generally brown in colors. Okay, so simultaneously or sequentially these rotting takes place from these growing points to the downward directions. So that's why the inner tissue inside these birds as well as the trunk portion is also infected and totally discolored. Means somewhat these pale pink color with brown margins or brown border, such type of the tissue is discolored of inside this bud and the trunk portions. Okay, suppose this brownish spar leaves is easily detached with your gentle pulse. So that's why this rotting surface or rotting tissue emit the odor smell. Okay, so this is the another most conspicuous symptoms produced, that is emit the odor smell due to the rotting of the bud and inner tissue of the trunk portions. Okay, so this is the bud rot infections. So this is the sparse leaves generally infected, means initially whitish spar leaves are seen, and these bud points generally rotted from these spar leaves up to the bud point and finally goes to the downward directions. Okay, so in this way these buds or these upper parts of this uh, maybe leaf sheath or maybe upper parts is totally bends and breaks from this point of infections. Okay, so this is the several symptoms seen. Okay, means some symptoms also be seen on the nut portions and cell portion of these coconuts. Okay, so you see this infection seen inside the kernel portions. Okay, so this is the just rotting of the sparse leaves, generally brown discoloration seen. Okay, so this is the infection seen inside or outside of this nut portion produced from this infected coconut palms. Okay, so this type of the infection generally produced due to the Phytophthora palmivora. So this Phytophthora palmivora produces by two methods. One is the sexual as well as the asexual. Means this mycelia is always non-septed, haline and intercellular, and just grows into the healthy one host tissue. So finally develop the sporangiophore. So at the tip of the sporangiophore, sporangia generally produced, and this sporangia liberated from the sporangium and also develop the zoospores. Means secondary infection always takes place through zoospores and sporangia, uh, and these zoospores and sporangia generally disseminate with the help of the water or irrigation waters, etc. Okay, then in the absence of the host crop or these pathogens goes to the dormant conditions, so finally develop the oospores. Okay, so before the formation of the oospores, male and female gamete come to each other and finally develop the two-celled oospores, or sometimes chlamydospores is also developed. Okay, so this is the oospores and chlamydospores reproduce by sexual method and vegetatively methods respectively. Okay, so you see this life cycle of these Phytophthora palmivora. So this is the sporangia developed at the tip of the sporangiophore, and this is the zoospores, bioflagellate zoospores. Okay, and this oospore is developed after the fusion of the male and female gametes. So finally oospores are developed. These oospores again germinate and to produce the zoospores and sporangia. Okay, so in this way complete the life cycle of this Phytophthora palmivora. Okay, so you see this Oogonium means this is the oospores developed after the fusion of male and female gametes, and this is the sporangia, papillate type of the sporangia produced at the tip of the sporangiophore. Okay, so this is the another pictures of the papillate zoospores produced at the tip of this sporangiophore. Okay, then perpetuation. So this perpetuation generally takes place through dormant mycelium present by forming the oospores or chlamydospores, and these oospores and chlamydospores always present in the soil. Okay, means with the onset of the monsoon rain, the fungus become active, producing the cottony mycelium, and that infect the tender host cells. Okay, so already develop the symptoms in the seedlings as well as the mature plants. So these